Evening, everybody. This is goemonronin, and again coming to you from beautiful downtown Denton, Texas, the home of the exterior shots of the Rocky Horror Picture Show, as well as the University of North Texas, where Steve Austin, for example, attended, Texas Women's University, and probably the largest jazz scene in Texas, if you guys are interested in that type of thing. But on to what this video is about. As of about 10 minutes ago, all of my China vids on YouTube are now unlisted, only for my viewing. And I'm going to tell you why. Now, there's something I'm going to address first. I was an English teacher for 3.5 years. I grew up in a part of the country where no one has grammar that's appreciable in any way. English is not people's first language. I'm from Harlingen, Texas. It's 98% Hispanic, and they're about, the census records about 180%, because there's like 100% of the people who aren't even on the books. Or rather, the census knows that there's that many people off the books there, so, I hate poor grammar. If your grammar shit in a comment, I'll either delete that comment, or I'm gonna tear you up in the comments. So, for example, some dude just said 3 a.m. in the morning, and he said that 4 years ago, and I just caught it. And the guy's all pissed off at me, and that's fine. But if you don't know the difference between AM and PM, you're a fucking idiot, okay? And the fact that you seem to need to point out that it's morning, you're trying to say everybody else is ignorant too. And it doesn't have to be bright to be morning, or just because it's dark doesn't necessarily mean it's night. People say 5 p.m.'s tonight all the time, right? And it's not friggin' dark, at least not part of the year. So that's just one example. So just guys, work on that in the comments. I know that might sound like a silly thing, but come on. You gotta have standards, and if you're gonna be throwing your 2 cents in there, you may as well have the grammar to go along with it. You know what I mean? As for why the videos were taken down, when I went to China, I was kind of a 28-year-old kid. You guys don't know what my childhood was like. You don't know what growing up for me was like. I had no childhood. I had to assume a lot of responsibility when I was 7, 8 years old. And again, you guys don't need to know why. You only need to know that happened. Okay? And because of that, I guess I wanted to try and have a little bit more fun near the end of my adolescence. So really, I was a fairly immature 28-year-old sort of adolescent when I went over to China, okay? And as things advanced there, I kind of grew a little bit. China taught me a lot. And I do love the place. There's a lot I love about it, but it's a place. Places get old. If some place hasn't gotten old for you, then you're easy to entertain, I guess. I don't know. And I've gone on and on and on about this. I am not a fan. Okay, British people, I understand why a lot of you Brits want a permanent expat, and I guess that's the one exception I can kind of make there. And Africans, I can certainly see why a lot of Africans would want to expat. That's cool. But honestly, even though the U.S. is going through some problems politically, we're kind of on an upturn as far as employment goes. So it's not really that hard here. Okay? I mean, not right now, way down south, there's nothing. But from about Houston up in the country, you're going to be doing all right, probably. You'll find something, you know. It's just, I mean, and I understand a lot of people go over there and they get involved with the company and then make that their career. But, you know, I mean, come on. I just don't, you need to come home at some point. There's a lot of reasons why. But that's my opinion. So, but even I, at one point in my tenure in China, wanted to stay there forever. I became this kind of, I didn't like the U.S. and was going through a lot, and a lot of people were like that. But then I really became just as miserable in China. I was just as miserable at a few points in China as I was in the U.S. It's a place. It's a different place. It's good and new for a little bit, but you know, again, if you're any type of like real individual, it's gonna get kind of blah. And I've explained why in other videos. I guess you can't watch them now, but if you haven't seen them by now, oh well. Anyway, the oldest China video I have is like 7 years old. And the most recent one's going to be probably over 4 years old now. And I still have people leaving comments asking stuff like, what do you do there for a living? Well, I'm not fucking there, brother. You know, I'm not fucking there. Look at the fucking date. Watch some of my other fucking videos. You know, get up to speed on things. And you know, I have people like insulting me about stuff I said 4 years ago, when things were different. Okay, I was a different person back then. China was very different back then. Things change in China like that. It's like overnight. Okay, it's different now. So a lot of my advice may not even pan out now. I don't know how useful these videos would even be to you guys. And you know, like I said, I've changed. I'm going to be 35 this Saturday. I have, you know, a brother and a sister-in-law that are here. I've moved up north in the state. I'm near my family. Finally. My schizophrenic mother is out of my life. Finally. She's one of the big reasons that I friggin' left this country. Okay? I have this beautiful little niece that I want to be part of her growing up and everything. Okay? I'm not going to escape. I'm not going to escape and run off and make things easy for me, because, you know, that the respect you get in China from a lot of your students and stuff is just fake. It's just fake. I mean, I loved a lot of them, but I knew that a lot of them were still giving me a lot of false, fake respect because I was white and handsome, to them at least, and you know, I was just a new thing, okay, and it's like that a lot. You know, I'm just kind of past it right now, and like I said, I just get upset at the comments on several levels because they're often insulting. The grammar's poor because a lot of Chinese people are commenting, sometimes, or just Americans with poor grammar or whoever, you know, and frankly, if Chinese people watch these videos, they're not going to understand how friggin' loud Zhengzhou is, or China in general. Like, they're just not going to get it. It's literally one of the loudest countries that I've ever been to, okay? And I know a lot of people who've done the China thing, and if they tell you anything different, they're not being honest. And it's loud in a discourteous fashion. Upfront courtesy, you know, you meet somebody for breakfast or dinner or whatever, yeah, that's very courteous. But, you know, people, you know, being quiet at night at a hotel so everybody else can sleep, you know, really early in the morning, 2, 3 a.m., that's not going to happen. You're going to have people like yelling in the hallway all drunk more than once. I didn't sleep well at all. I'm an insomniac anyway, and I slept crappily in China, okay? It was awful a lot of the time. So I'm gonna have to do a part B video. I'll be back.